Hi everybody, I'm America Shari is here with another episode of Dr. USA. That was one interview between David Smith and Natasha Hausdorff. She's the lawyer, and she's working for the organization UK Lawyers for Israel, something like that. And of course, you know that which side she's gonna take, but as a lawyer. And that was a debate on Piers Morgan show, and let's react to some stuff that she said, which are crazy. I mean, of course, like right now online, pro-Israelis, they are defending her, and they're saying Piers Morgan didn't let her to even speak, ask question, but didn't let her speak. And those people who are against what Israel is doing, the conducting, they are saying like, no, actually he had all the right to stop her because she was just spewing lies, etc. So why don't we just see what she said so we can react to it. Actually, I'm using the Young Turks, Anna Kasparian's react to it. She she explained that in detail, and I can use some of her explanation to give my reaction. Okay, let's listen to it.
So how many children has Israel killed?
If we go back to the
question,
my question, if you go back to the ratio,
you know my,
but I can tell you the ratio even on the basis of Hamas figures.
You can tell me the ratio without, but how do you know if you don't know how many have died?
The amount of steps that Israel takes, unprecedented in the history of armed conflict, and military.
Actually, that's just a load of. Sorry, it just is.
Which other army?
It just is. Which other war in recent times have you had half the population is under 18 and you killed 20,000 kids? The Israeli government announced new settlements, 22 settlements.
Well, no, can we
hang on. Yes. On the West Bank, 22 settlements, which the international community views as illegal. They announced 22 new settlements. As a lawyer, given your adherence to the point of law, presumably you would condemn that.
Well, this is exactly why we need to be clear about how international law applies and why the notion of these so-called illegal settlements is a
You don't think they are?
It's not a legal term, it's a political term, and it is part and parcel of the misapplication of international law to the state.
I mean, this illegal settlement, like whole world is talking about that. Not only that, even Israel accepts that it's illegal settlement. So when you see some people try to defend that, like, I mean, man, what are we even talking? Like, we don't agree on the premise, on the basic that even the Israel accepts that. Like, it's not something like Palestinian Mahmoud Abbas, let's say, he's claiming and others don't agree. Like even United States that says illegal settlement. So if we are saying like that's wrong, basically America is wrong. Basically international court is wrong. So I mean, I don't understand, like it should be alarming actually, in my opinion, like when you come to the conversation and you can claim whatever you want without even being a little afraid, like whole world is accepting that term, and I'm saying, no, I just don't agree with that. And that's it. I mean, just put yourself in the shoes, like think about anything else. Like let's say Russia, Ukraine right now, right? Let's say Putin comes out or Russian propagandist comes out and they say, well, actually, who said that we attacked Ukraine? Ukraine attacked us first. We have to be careful how we are looking at the case. Well, if you're gonna look at it, Ukraine was conducting attack, like was attacking some of the, how you can say, Russian people who were living in Ukraine. Those the reason that I'm saying the Russian people, because they speak Russian, their origin, their heritage is Russian. They're just, whenever after Soviet Union collapsed, like they were part of the Ukraine, but actually they belong to Russia. This is how actually they are saying. And then Ukraine started to ban them from speaking, I guess, Russian or teaching Russian history in their school, something like that, right? So they did some stuff in 2014. And then Russia can say, well, that was the response to it. So if you want to know the history, we have to go back all the way in 2014. Nobody would accept that. It's not something like tomorrow Putin comes out and say, you know what, I'm going to say I didn't start the war, Ukraine started the war. So what? What now? I mean, you would say, like, this is not how it works. Like, if the whole world agrees on one term, and then you agree also, you cannot just change your mind just because. Like, if Israel all the time was saying, like, that's not illegal settlement, then I would say, oh, okay. So they never agreed. They agreed that, and now they're saying, you know what? Actually, we have the right to do that. Like right now, what is going on with Syria also? Who knows that tomorrow they say, well, actually, this was promised to us 3,000 years ago. Okay, let's continue. Let's see.
Was killed in an airstrike. What was that?
Remarkable.
Well, what was that?
That has been based only on the basis of hearsay.
You don't believe that story?
I want these stories.
Wait a minute. You don't believe that those children were killed?
I have seen conflicting accounts, and I want that story to be properly investigated before the international.
So even that parents, they lost 9 out of 10, their 10 children. She says, because I saw one video online that was the AI generated to describe the situation, then it made me feel it's not real. It's just unbelievable. Look at the dumb face. Look at the dumb face. Just think about it. I want you to just think about that. So it means if anything happens, and if we make the AI generated of that event, it discredits that. It begs the question, like, why do they need to make the AI? Why didn't use the movie? Yeah, because they are not in first world country. They are not one of those people. They want to record themselves while they are sleeping. You know, sometimes the funny moment happens between the people who own the pets when they are sleeping. Their cats or dogs jump on the bed and start to slap their parents. You know, it is funny moment. And then when they wake up, they review the video that they were recording themselves while they were sleeping, which is very strange and weird. I don't know why people need to record themselves while they were sleeping, but they will say, oh, that was funny because our dog started to sleep between us or started to slap, or, you know, something like that, or cats started to jump around. So because they're not first world country, none of those people in the first world country in the West, that they had those type of like money to waste on recording, spending on the camera to record themselves, to see like while they were sleeping, what type of funny things their pet did. They didn't record themselves when they were being bombed. It's so obvious. Barely they have electricity, barely they have any device, technology or mobile. Now you expect them, why didn't they record? Look, every moment they record themselves, they go live online, Instagram. So if they die, there is the proof online that who killed them. It's, you know, listen, I'm not saying you have to, while you are a lawyer, you have to defend your client. I understand. Oh, the funny part, I watched actually the full video. She was saying, like, who said that I am paid to be defending Israel? I'm just a lawyer. I'm defending the law. Listen, the organization she's working is the UK Lawyer for Israel. Like, literally, that is the title of their organization. And she's saying, like, out of nowhere, I just saw the conflict and I started to use my knowledge and saw that, oh my God, Israel has been telling the truth all the time. What are we doing? And out of my passion, I started to defend them. The title is UK Lawyer for Israel. Okay, let's see if she has more of those funny, stupid stuff.
Wow.
Runs with it.
You think those two parents, one of whom I think operated on one of the children,
I have a question.
do you think that those two doctors, the parents, they just made it up?
Why are
that
those
9 of their
children
10 children had been blown to pieces by an Israeli airstrike?
If this is true,
you don't believe it?
Well, why on earth was artificially generated imagery used to promote this story when it first
I've got to
happened?
say, Natasha, I think what you've just said about that
Piers
family
Morgan,
is despicable. You talk about blood libel like David.
Right, so let me see.
About the horrific story involving this doctor's loss of her 9 children and her husband.
You talk about blood libel like David.
So you see how stupid it is? And she said, I have seen conflicting accounts that they were saying different stories. So I don't know what to believe. But you know what to believe, whatever Israel says, it is what you believe without challenging it. But everything you hear from the others, oh, I don't know if I should believe it or not. Listen, many things, listen, October 7 was very horrible, was evil thing, and I'm okay with Israel going after all the Hamas members. Do it. I'm just saying, be more precise. Like, show us how you are defending, how are you making sure civilians are not dying. because that's from somebody that is anti-war and is pro-peace. I want everybody be at peace and just talk. I always prefer, like, the war should be the last option, always for the peace. But I understand they say, well, we have to defend or blah blah blah, whatever they claim it, right? But so many things they said happen to be lie, you know, like happen to be not true, happen to be false. Also from the other side, Hamas also. That's the war. Everybody lies to get their, they shouldn't, but they lie to get their public support, right? But to come and say everything these people say without challenging them, it is the fact, what if you say it is wrong? That is crazy.
Dave said, you talk about blood libel, you talk about lies, you talk about promoting propaganda, and here you sit here as a lawyer and you say that you do not believe those 9 children were killed.
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
Do you believe it or not?
I said that there were conflicting accounts and it needs to be investigated.
Do you believe it?
I thought you would be...
The parents said 9 of their 10 children were killed. Do you believe them or not? Or did those 2 doctors make it up?
They haven't said that directly as far as I have seen. I have seen second-hand accounts and hearsay, but it's important to ask, why are these civilians still there? Why is it that...
But you know, it's important to ask whether you believe that family have lost 9 of their 10 children.
I want to know why the international community...
You don't. And this goes to the point that I would say about Israel generally now, in this war now. Israel says they don't believe anything. Every story that comes out about the deaths of civilians in Gaza, someone will pop up representing the Israeli government saying, it's propaganda.
It's exactly, and you know what she's saying? She said, yeah, we don't believe everything that we hear because it's coming from Hamas. Then who else? It's Israel and it's Hamas. Who else? All those independent journalists who wanted to go in, you blocked them. You didn't let, you blocked the entry. They cannot get in. And they are saying, like, we are worried about their safety. They are worried about their safety. Okay, that was another joke. But listen, they are saying, like, it is our responsibility. We want to go there, and it is our life. We are willing to put our lives in the at risk to go and get the news out to the public. But the thing is, she's saying, we don't believe what Hamas is saying. Exactly. So if you let independent journalists, they go in, so we can listen to not Hamas, not their propagandists, but the independent journalists. But when you block the journalists from coming in, the only other source other than you is just the Gaza Health Ministry, whatever you want to call it. So you are causing it so to get the only source that we are the only to have the Gaza Health Ministry as our only alternative source of news. We will want to have more, so we will then need to listen to them, but you are not letting. Oh, this is also something very funny. Listen.
So how many children has Israel killed?
If we go back to the
question, my question,
if you go back to the ratio,
you know
but I can tell you the ratio even on the basis of Hamas figures.
You can tell me the ratio without, but how do you know if you don't know how many died?
The amount of steps that Israel takes, unprecedented in the history of armed conflict, and military commanders will tell you.
Sorry, it just is.
Which other army?
It just is. Which other war in recent times have you had half the population is under 18 and you killed 20,000 kids? You're a smart lawyer. Do you not understand how ridiculous that sounds? If we were in a courtroom now, you would be demolished by a fellow lawyer.
All right. Listen, a couple of things. One of them is, it's just a simple math. If the ratio is 1-to-1, means for every combatant, every soldier that they kill, if it is 1-to-1, means 1 civilian, 1 casualty, 1 combatant, look, 1 precise target and 1 casualty. Like 1 you intentionally targeted and 1 that, you know, like, oops, like it was the casualty, like I don't know how else you can say. So if the ratio is 1-to-1, means for every Hamas member that they got killed, they killed 1 other civilian, right? If it is 1-to-1. So if they can calculate 30,000, 25,000 Hamas soldiers got killed, then if the ratio is 1-to-1, it means basically 20,000 children, women and children, civilians died too as well. Like it is kind of like simple math. I don't know why they were making it complicated. 1-to-1. If it is 2-1, like for every 2 combatant that they kill, 1 civilians is the casualty, means if, for example, if they kill 30,000 Hamas soldiers, 15,000 would be the casualty, right? 2-1, basically the half of the soldier. But one to one means as many as you kill your target, there is one casualty, as much as just same amount. So it means for 30,000 Hamas members who got killed, 30,000 women and children died too. So I don't know what part of it was very confusing, or maybe it is way more than that. That's why, as she said, in phase 2 they stopped counting, because it got very complicated. Again, I understand some of them, they are under rebels, like, you know, like they couldn't identify. But to completely abandon counting means it's very reckless. It means like as if you don't even care. Like, I don't know what was their plan. Maybe they have some good explanation. Maybe they're terrible in describing themselves. Well, whatever it is, that's not the answer you come up with. If you are saying the ratio was 1 to 1 in phase 1, it means 30,000 children die even in phase 1. Phase 2, you stop counting. And you only count. And the funny part, like David Smith said, he said, you don't believe the numbers because the number is coming from the Hamas resources, and you believe they are lying. They say, why do you think they are lying? Because they say they corrected their numbers and lowered down. They say actually it makes them more reliable. If they doubled it means they just wanted to say, oh my God, they are killing women and children. But if they bring it down, it means they are making it more accurate, because if they bring down the number of the casualty happens in Gaza, Hamas is doing, it is worse for themselves, better for Israel, because it shows like they didn't kill as many as they claim. But if they are honest lower the number, actually it is more reason to trust them. This is what David Smith said, and actually that was very smart, because after he said that, I said, oh yeah, actually right. So I don't know, man. It was crazy, and I don't know what to say, but pray for peace, and I hope to see you next time. Like always, as above, so below.